Hello and welcome to the Anxious Knitter Podcast. My name is Joy and I am the Anxious Knitter. I'm so anxious that whenever the parents of the kids at my job come up to talk to me, I can actually feel my face going, but they always just want to say hello, so I don't know what my problem is. Anyway, you're here for episode 11. Like I said, my name is Joy, and I'm coming to you from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, where I live with my husband Luke and our dog Opie, who may or may not make an appearance today. It's a mystery. This is a podcast mostly about knitting, crochet, and occasionally sewing, and whatever other crafty thing catches my fancy at the moment. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It means so much to me that you would want to spend a little part of your day with me. And if you are brand new, just stumbling on my corner of the internet for the first time, welcome, and I hope you find something that you like or find interesting. Guys, we have crossed 400 subscribers on this podcast, which the concept that there are 400 plus people on this planet who think that I am like entertaining enough to view for even a few minutes is kind of mind-boggling to me. So that's kind of really awesome and I'm very excited about that. Oh, there he goes. I'm hoping that it's quieter since he's in a different room when he's barking. Anyway, I hope you had a wonderful week doing things that make you happy, knitting on things that make you happy. I did, and I'm going to talk about those things because this is a knitting podcast, like I said. Oh my goodness. Feeling a little off today. I don't know if it's like the hair. I'm like not used to it. I haven't styled my hair like this in a while. But I did it for a reason, which I may or may not go into later, but anyway, like you care. You guys are here for like actual content, so why don't we get started with the dweeb story of the week. Okay, this is less a dweeb story and more like total fail story. Ugh, oh my gosh. Okay, I was like debating whether or not to actually say this because like I'm actually like legitimately embarrassed about it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna share this like failure for you guys because maybe it'll make someone laugh, and I like making people laugh, I guess. So as probably a lot of you know, there is a sort of knit along type thing happening that is being hosted by Taylor of Wool Needles Hands and Caitlin of the WoolJewel Podcast, which is like I think it's called The Great Unravel. So I've been watching Taylor talking about it, and I watched her tutorials, and I was not actually intending on participating, not because I didn't want to, but I just didn't think like, oh, like when am I gonna get a sweater to unravel, and I don't know, like blah 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 blah, making excuses to myself. But then Luke and I had a free Saturday, and we were like, let's go thrifting. So I was like, let's go looking for sweaters to unravel. And I found one. And it was like, I thought this is perfect. It was 100% cotton. It was this really pretty lavender color. Really simple construction. Like the tiniest bit of ribbing on the cuffs and like the hem. And like not even any ribbing on the collar. I was like, this is going to be perfect. It had the seams that Taylor said to look for in her video. And then I came home to unravel this baby, and I was like ready to do it. I was so like, I was ready for it, ready for the challenge. So then I started unraveling it and trying to unzip the seams. And this sweater was a liar, okay? It was full on lying to me, okay? Because it was not easy to unravel for 1 second. I was looking for those little crochet tabs, and then I'd find like a bajillion of them, and then I'd get to the end of the thing, and it would unzip, and then there would be like 400 knots. Why were there so many knots? And then like everything was catching, and it was so bad. So the only thing I actually managed to unravel were the sleeves. They were the only thing that came undone without any like issues. The rest of it, however, let me get that for you so you can just see my shame. You ready? Can we just look at this? Okay, this is not even the bad one. This was me troubleshooting, doing everything to try and get this to unravel, and it's just a mess. And the second piece, are you ready for this one? Is it this one? Or did I just pick up the same one twice? Oh no, okay. So when I was unraveling these stupid things, okay, I found like hidden seams. Like they were practically invisible. So then I had to try and unzip those. I ended up just gouging a hole, just ripping a hole. So yeah, my office is covered in yarn barf, okay? Beautiful lilac cotton yarn barf. So that was a fail, and I felt like an idiot. But I did manage to get about 50 grams of this pretty yarn. You can see what I did was, so I unraveled it directly onto my Swift and wound it into a skein. Then I soaked the skeins. Then I hung them from my doorknob with, whoa, I just like almost had a wardrobe malfunction there. And then I hung them from there with like a 2-pound weight so that I got most of the kink out, and it's really nice yarn. So, I mean, I guess it's not a total fail because I did come up with some yarn that I can use, but I'm thinking I may have to go find another sweater to unravel, and then that's like a similar weight, and then maybe I can make something with this. But Taylor, I really tried, okay? I spent days trying to unravel this sweater, okay? I really like the idea of this knit along, and that's why I really want to be part of it. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so that was the thing that happened, guys. Should we get on to something a little more successful, like, I don't know, finished objects? Yes. And as you can see, I am wearing my only finished object, which, okay, I'm gonna take it off, which means, like, sorry, like, this is, like, so awkward. This is just, like, the best shirt I have to wear with shawls, like, when I want to just feature the shawl, but it's, like, really low cut, and that makes me sort of uncomfortable. So, like, sorry if you just get, like, a shot of my sleeve, but whatever, we're all adults here, right? Are we? Oh my gosh, I hope there are no kids watching that are gonna be, like, really offended by my shirt. Here. Okay. Everything's fine. So, I finished last night at, like I finished pinning it out to block at, like, 11 o'clock last night. And that is my Pure Joy by Locatelli. Guys, after today, I can finally stop talking about this shawl, okay? So, I am really happy. Look at that stupid cotton yarn barf is everywhere. I'm really happy with how this turned out. This was my first go at short rows, and I'm totally into that now. And I feel like I can do anything I want because now I know short rows. Here, I'll show you, like, the two different ends. I don't know how well you can see. Well, you can kind of see how it changes. I love how this turned out, and I will continue to say that it was a wonderful knit, and I would recommend it to anybody, especially people who like garter stitch and people who want to try out short rows for the first time, because it's really, like, so not scary to do the short rows. I knit this in Indigodragonfly in both Geek Club yarns. Oh, this is the last time I have to tell you this, guys. This is, like, kind of an emotional moment for me. Not really, JK. Indigodragonfly, this is a 50/50 merino silk in the double Deckard Blade Runner colorway, and the yellow is 80/20 merino nylon in the Dalektible yellow Dalek colorway. And so I was, like, determined to finish this shawl for today because I'm like, there is no way that I'm going to, like, talk about this. If it is not finished, I'm just not going to talk about it because I can't anymore. I feel like you guys are probably like, we get it, you're working on a pure joy. Like, give us something a little more exciting, would you please? But, okay, I will not lie to you. I had 2 more rows, like one where you, like, do the short row and the turn, like, the wrap and turn, and then knitting back, and then 1 more row to finish it before the bind off. And I had, like, kind of thought of doing an I-cord bind off because I'd never done that before, but let me tell you, I had 2 short rows to go, and I was like, if I have to knit 1 more row of this, flames on the side of my face. And bonus points to you if you know what that reference is from. I couldn't even bear the thought of knitting another row. It just needed to be done. So I figured I'm so close to the end anyway that, like, nobody is going to notice. I don't think I would notice, really. Like, who's going to be like, Joy obviously didn't finish her pure joy to pattern. Like, nobody's going to do that. So I finished it a little early, and I just did, like, a simple stretchy bind off. It's like the knit 2 together through the back loop. Knit 1, knit 2 together through the back loop, I think is what it is, yeah. And I am glad I did it, because I think if I had tried the I-cord bind off, I would have stepped into traffic, potentially. Yeah, so I do really love the edge. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Of that this bind off gives, so no complaints there. Here, I will now cover myself up. It's like the softest thing ever, though. I love it so much. I just need to figure out how to wear it. It is really the issue I'm having right now. I think I need to get a shawl pin, and that will maybe solve some of my issues, but yes, I love it. It is going to be my Easter shawl that I'm going to wear to Luke's parents on Friday. And yeah, pretty pleased. Definitely recommend. Great, easy pattern. Love the way these colors turn out together. And now I can stop talking about the Pure Joy. So that means that we can now go into works in progress. I feel like I keep forgetting what my, like, things are, my, like, title underlines are, and then I'm like, every single time. Yes, I do have only 2 works in progress, and they're not new, they're just progress I made on the thing that I started last week. So I'll talk about my stripy sock first, and okay, before I forget again, I started these knowing that Candace of Pin Feathers and Pearls was having a stripy sock line, but I was like, I'm not gonna make it because she had an earlier deadline. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, whatever, I'm gonna knit stripy socks just for myself. And then I saw on Instagram that she extended the deadline to April 14th, and I was like, I think I can do that. Now I'm not so sure, but I'm trying. Okay, I have technically like 2 days to finish. But yeah, so I'm on my second sock because I showed you the finished first sock, and I have put in my Fish Lips Kiss heel, and yeah, so I'm onto the foot. I think I'm about 15 rows into the foot, so I have quite a ways to go. I'm gonna be knitting like crazy on this today because this is like the only thing I really have a like solid deadline for if I want to make that cowl. I don't know why I kept forgetting to talk about it, and then I had to keep putting this stupid note like BD dubs. It's for the stripy socks cowl, Pin Feathers and Pearls. Yeah, so I just love this colorway, and I'm really excited to have these stripy socks in my box of socks, which I think this will be my 6th pair of socks for me, for my box of socks. But my 8th pair, 7th pair? Sorry. 7th or 8th pair in total since January. So I feel like I'm like it's kind of zipping along on these socks. Yeah. And obviously my Adventure Time bag, which I love this bag because I love that it's not really like interfaced, and that means that it's like I can just fold it up and chuck it in my purse and take it wherever. This is like I bring this one to work a lot to work on. The kids like the colors too, and they're always interested to coming up to see what I'm working on. And then the other thing I'm working on in my creepy bag, obviously all made by Luke, is my Bates Motel sock for my dad. So, and I forgot to mention my stripy socks I'm knitting on my High Sharps 2.25 millimeter 32-inch cable, which is like my second fave knitting needle. And here it is. Again, put in the Fish Lips Kiss heel because my dad loves that heel. And I'm onto the foot. I'm almost the exact same place on both socks, except that this is only the first sock. Just a plain vanilla sock. The yarn is Mother's Home by Legacy Fiber Arts. And the Cozy Toes base, which is the merino nylon cashmere base. And so they're really soft to work with, and like the softness of the yarn in conjunction with these lovely ChiaoGoo needles, it's to die for. Did you hear that? I don't know if the mic picked that up. It's to die for, just in case. Yes, this is another great one for just taking with me places. And in case you were curious about the cake, here's the cake. It's got a really lovely sheen to it, doesn't it? Maybe that's just the camera, I don't know. But it's like really soft. I know I've said in the past that like cashmere blends are not my favorite, and that is still true in terms of like shawls and stuff, but, or at least the cashmere yarn I used for my mustard seed shawl, but I like it for socks. I just think it's gonna make a lovely cozy sock for my dad. So yeah, those are all my whips. I will be casting on a couple things probably in the next week. My Exordium shawl by Fuse Fiber Studio, which is Rebecca Picoult. I will be casting on with these two yarns. So I'm going to probably cake these up today. I will also be casting on, and hopefully getting finished in time, my, oh my gosh, this was maybe a bad idea, my April socks, which I'm using Ancient Arts yarns in the Pug Dog colorway to represent Opie, because Opie's gotcha day is next week, April 16th. We'll have had him for 3 years, which is kind of crazy. So definitely going to be caking that up ASAP. And I have one other thing that I'm going to try and cast on soon, but I can't talk about it because it's a present for somebody that I think watches this, so it has to be a surprise. I'll try and like, when it's finished, and I'll try like and record an episode hopefully like before I give it to this person, and then, or I'll insert pictures, whatever. I'll make sure you see the thing that I make, but I can't show you now is what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's it for works in progress. I have no stuff I bought for knitting for reasons that I explained last week. I'm saving up for the Knitters Frolic in Toronto. I guess I only have like, I should have put this at the beginning, but totally forgot about it until now. I have a little administration thing, which I don't like the title Administrations Are Us, but whatever, we're gonna do the thing. Administrations Are Us. That's dumb, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so I asked last week if any of you were interested in a Ravelry group. I received quite a bit of feedback saying that yes, you would like a Ravelry group, and I will be making one. I I'd hoped to have it done for today so I could, like, you know, tell you about the actual group today, but it's not finished because I don't really know how to make the banner image and the badge image on my Mac, because I don't have, like, my Photoshop or anything like that on my Mac yet. So I'm just gonna have to wait until Luke gets home and then I can ask him. So I'll probably for next week have the Ravelry group for you, and I'll have an introduction thread, and I will probably, because I told you I was going to be doing some, you know, birthday inspired giveaways this month, I will probably just put the giveaway threads in there and you can go into whichever giveaway you're interested in. Giveaways. You don't have to enter just one. You can enter however many you want. Yeah, so I think that was all the administration stuff I had too. I'm kind of excited about the Ravelry group, but I'm also kind of nervous because I will be the first to admit that I am deeply inconsistent with social media. This has always been my thing. I don't know if anybody cares about this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Like, I used to have a blog called Turn Pages, Press Leaves. You could probably still find it if you wanted. And it was sort of like a lifestyle-y, literature, photography blog. I started a couple years ago. And I actually, I know I gained a bit of traction. I was doing some, like, guest posts for other people, and then I just, like, stopped. I don't know, like, I panicked, and I was like, whoa, too much, too fast, and I just stopped. And then I had an art blog, and I just stopped posting on that. I don't know, guys, but I'm really gonna try. I'm really trying. This is, like, probably the best I've done, just, like, between Instagram and this. So, like, just know that if you have sent me messages on Ravelry or Instagram and I don't see them for days, or I don't answer them, there are probably a few reasons at play. One, I read your message at a really awkward and inconvenient time where I couldn't, like, I wasn't really supposed to be on my phone, and so I couldn't answer it right away, and then but in my brain I've answered it, so I'm like, I answered that email, I answered that message, whatever. And then I didn't actually physically answer the email or message, and so I will do that usually at a delayed point. Two, I'm really nervous about appearing eager, so I'm like, I'll just let that one sit for like a day or two, but that's stupid. That's something that I've done, like, I think everybody maybe has done at least once since junior high school, you know, like when you're like flirting with your like crush on MySpace. You're like, can't seem too eager. I have to wait 3 days before I answer their message or confirm their friend request. That's stupid. Anyway, and sometimes it's just because I don't have an answer for you yet, but that's not often. But I just know that I'm doing my best. I'm trying, okay? Oh my gosh, I like whipped through that information like really fast. That's unusual for me. So I guess this is probably going to be a short episode because I don't have a ton to talk about in my next segment. But yeah, that is the end of the knitting yarny portion of the podcast today. I hope you guys got a chuckle out of some of that insanity of my life. And I will see you next time if that's all you came for. So if you are sticking around, let's jump right into my life, etc. Okay. Couple things to talk about. So the hair. Ironically, when I have short hair, I typically will do more styling with my hair than when I had really long hair. But that's not why I didn't do this for, like, vanity purposes. It's because tonight, in a few hours' time, I'm going to be getting back into rehearsals for a play that I'm in called Peter Rabbit and Friends. And I may have mentioned this, like, right the first episode and maybe never again, but I performed this show in the local theater company, and we perform shows for young audiences, obviously. And we performed that in December, but we are remounting the show this May at a local barn, a farm, in a barn, which is really cool. We did this last year with Charlotte's Web. So yes, I play Peter Rabbit, I play Jemima Puddle Duck, I play Moppet, the kitten, and a mouse. So Peter Rabbit is a really physical character. Jemima is too in a different way, but like I do a lot of running around and jumping as Peter Rabbit, and I get like really sweaty and gross. And I always feel like so nasty at the end of a rehearsal because I'm all sweaty. So I figure like my bangs get all sweaty on my forehead. So I figure just getting the hair off my face will maybe save me some of the embarrassment of just like, it's like a workout. It really is. Like, it's like doing cardio playing Peter Rabbit. But it's so much fun. And this Friday, Good Friday, I am going to be at the farm with my friend who wrote the play, the adaptation, I should say. And there's a scavenger hunt that they do, like an Easter egg hunt, obviously. And I will be doing promo for Peter Rabbit and Friends in costume, which is going to be interesting because it's like, I'm going to go to the farm, I'm going to do my promo stuff, which is probably going to be face painting and maybe a bit of Easter egg hunting, I don't know. And then I have to walk to my parents' house from the farm, which it sounds crazy, but like it is actually just around the corner. And then I have to shower there and get ready, and then I have to immediately go to Luke's family's Easter. So that's going to be an interesting day, needless to say. Because I have to do my makeup twice, and I hate that, but what you gonna do? But yeah, that's really like all my Easter plans. I just kind of want to take it easy this weekend. I've been kind of stressed out. You can tell I'm stressed when you look at my earlier videos and you see I had really pretty like nail polish and stuff on. And then now I don't have any because I have chewed my nails down to the quick. Which is a thing that I need to stop doing, but I don't know how to stop. I've tried everything, okay? I've tried everything. I've tried this gross stuff on your nails. I've tried painting my nails anyway so they look pretty and I'm less inclined to chew on them. I have like gotten toys that are meant for like almost like a stress ball but not quite, to like do other stuff with my hands when I'm anxious and stressed, and nothing works. Nothing works. Eventually I will have bitten every nail down and it sucks. It's like I have to wait until like I'm done work to have nice nails. Isn't that annoying? Yeah. And the only other thing I wanted to talk about today, I think, let me just, sorry, I was just looking at my notes, was the Thor Ragnarok trailer. Guys, it looks amazing. I feel like they have finally realized what Thor is, like what his role actually is in the Avengers, which is he is the comic relief because he's absolutely absurd, right? Like they try to make his movies like kind of serious, like with moments of campiness, but like I feel like this movie is just gonna be 100% 100% camp. Like, I don't, like, if you haven't watched the trailer, go and watch it because it's really funny. And, like, Jeff Goldblum is in it. Cate Blanchett is in it. She's, like, she looks amazing. Idris Elba looks so cool. And, like, there's one line in it where Thor says something, and, all I could think of was, I can't remember, it was a Comedy Central or something, where it's doing these, like, spoofs with Chris Hemsworth, where he's, like, Thor, and he's on Earth, and he has, like, a normal human roommate, and, like, nobody calls him, like, none of the Avengers call him. I feel like this is just gonna be a movie that is, like, a feature-length spoof, and I'm ready for it, guys. I'm so ready for it. And Loki's gonna be in it. I'm so excited. I'm really hoping it's not gonna, like, be one of those things I get really excited about, like Captain America Civil War, and then I have, like, my hopes and dreams crushed horribly in the span of 2 hours. Because I was so stoked for Captain America Civil War because I loved Winter Soldier so much. And that movie felt like a train wreck from, like, start to finish for so many reasons that I won't go into because, again, I can talk for years about the way fandom has disappointed me. Yeah, that's a little bit of geeky stuff for you. I feel like, was there something else? Oh, just like a little, like, sort of emendation. Oh my god. Okay. Luke and I watched the new Louis C.K. comedy special on Netflix, and we loved it so much. Like, we were just crying, laughing, just tears were pouring down our faces. And I get, like, comedy, like, stand-up comedy in particular, I think, can be really polarizing, right? Like, because a lot of times comedians are really irreverent about stuff, which I personally really like, but I know some people don't. So if you were like, ugh, Louis C.K., totally get it. I really understand you 100%. I, on the other hand, like Louis C.K., and if you have not seen the new comedy special that he put up, you should go and watch it. And speaking of comedy specials, you should also watch Chelsea Peretti if it's still on Netflix. And if it's not, just, like, I don't know, find it somewhere, because that's another one. I felt like she was speaking to my soul, and I need to rewatch it because it's one of my favorite comedy specials of all time. But yeah, I think that is actually everything today. This is going to be a really short one, guys. I hope that's okay. So if you would like to find me elsewhere on the internet, you can find me on Ravelry as dabblejoy. And if you would like to find me on Instagram, where I am the most active, you can find me at Rhineland Story. And as always, that information will be in the box below. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and yeah, happy knitting, happy living, over and out.